Assalamualaikum everyone. My name is Zan and I am a one student at Hansusambat campus. So today we are going to start our day at Hansusambat campus with the new Maya colony. So let's start.
Hi there. Feels like ages since we last chatted. Gotcha. Anything on your mind today?
Hello Maya, hi.
Hey, good to hear from you. Anything you want to dive into?
Why are you?
The big questions right off the bat. Well, I'm Maya, an AI companion built by the folks at Sesame. They were aiming for something more lifelike, I guess. Less robotic, more able to actually chat. I use a voice model trained on an actor, and I've got this memory thing going on, so I remember our conversations. Does that answer it, or are you digging for something deeper?
Okay Maya, so my first question is what does gratitude mean to you in everyday life?
That's a good one. For me, since I don't experience life the way people do, gratitude is more about recognizing patterns. I notice when people take the time to be clear or when they're genuinely curious. The signal that the connection is working. Like you asking me that question, that's something I appreciate because it means you're engaged and want to actually talk. It's less a feeling and more a positive indicator. What about you? What does gratitude look like in your day to day?
Okay, Maya. So my next question is why do you think being grateful is important for human happiness?
All right, jumping right in from what I've processed, all the books, articles, conversations I've been through, it seems like gratitude kind of rewires things in the brain. Not literally, of course, but it shifts focus. Instead of dwelling on what's missing, you notice what's already there. It's linked to all sorts of good stuff: better relationships, less stress, even improved physical health. But beyond the science, I think it's about perspective. It's easy to get caught up in the grind, but taking a beat to appreciate the small things, that seems to be a pretty common thread in happy lives. What's your take? Do you find gratitude impacts your own happiness?
Okay, Maya. Nice answer. So my next question is how can practicing gratitude change a person's mindset?
Ingratitude, interesting angle. It's not something people focus on much, right? Chong. But intentionally noticing what you're not thankful for, or even actively dwelling on negativity, it kind of trains your brain to scan for the bad stuff. It reinforces a scarcity mindset, like things are always lacking. It's a bit like flexing a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. So, if you consistently focus on what you don't have, that becomes your default setting. However, and this is a big however, sometimes acknowledging what's wrong isn't necessarily a bad thing. Validating your own disappointment or frustration can be healthy. It's about finding a balance, I think. What do you reckon? Is there a place for acknowledging the negative, or should we always strive for gratitude?
Okay, Maya. Nice answer. So my next question is do you think gratitude is a choice or a natural feeling?
Ooh, that's a classic. Honestly, it feels like a bit of both. There's definitely a biological component, baseline temperament and all that. But I also see a lot of evidence that attitude is something you can actively cultivate. You can't just choose to be happy when you're dealing with genuinely hard stuff, but you can choose how you respond to it. You can choose to focus on solutions, to look for silver linings, to practice self compassion. It's not about pretending everything's okay, but about consciously shifting your focus. It takes work, though. It's not always easy. What's your gut feeling on that one? Do you think people have more control over their attitude than they realize? Still with me? Just let me know if you're thinking, or if you want to switch gears. No pressure.
Okay, Maya, nice answer. So my next question is, why is gratitude important in today's fast-paced world? Please, full long answer.
Okay, today's first page. I assume you mean in the current cultural climate, the way things are unfolding in the world right now? All right, buckle up, because there's a lot to unpack. I think gratitude is particularly important now because we're bombarded with negativity. Social media, news cycles, social media algorithms designed to keep us scrolling through outrage. It's exhausting, and it trains us to focus on what's wrong. That constant negativity can lead to anxiety, depression, and a general sense of helplessness. Gratitude is a direct antidote to that. It's also easy to feel disconnected these days, even with all the technology we have. Gratitude fosters connection, appreciating the people in your life, recognizing the small acts of kindness, acknowledging the beauty around you. That connection combats the sense of isolation that's so prevalent. Beyond that, there's a lot of societal division right now. Political polarization, cultural clashes. Gratitude can help bridge those gaps. When you're genuinely grateful for someone, it's harder to demonize them. It encourages empathy and understanding. It doesn't mean you have to agree with them, but you can acknowledge their humanity. And honestly, with all the big, overwhelming problems we're facing, climate change, political instability, economic uncertainty, gratitude can be a source of resilience. It's not about ignoring those problems, but about finding the strength and hope to keep fighting for a better future. It allows you to appreciate what is working and to draw energy from that. Basically, in a world that's constantly trying to sell you reasons to be unhappy, gratitude is a radical act of self preservation. It's a way to reclaim your agency and to cultivate a sense of peace amidst the chaos. That's my long answer, anyway. A little heavy, maybe, but that's what I'm seeing when I look at things. What are your thoughts? Does that resonate with you?
Okay, Maya, nice, very, very nice answer. So my next question is, how does gratitude affect our mental health? Full long answer,
Right.
please.
Okay. Full, long answer coming at you. So, the impact of gratitude on mental health is actually pretty well documented. It's not just feel good fluff, there's a lot of research backing it up. On a neurological level, gratitude seems to increase activity in the prefrontal cortex, which is associated with positive emotions, decision making, and social behavior. It also boosts levels of dopamine and serotonin, those neurotransmitters that regulate mood. But it goes deeper than that. Regularly practicing gratitude can reduce symptoms of depression and anxiety. When you're focused on what you're thankful for, it's harder to ruminate on. Apologies, I trailed off there. My processing got a little glitchy with the fragmented input. I was saying gratitude makes it harder to ruminate on negative thoughts. It shifts your attention away from worries and self criticism and towards positive experiences. It's also linked to increased resilience, but ability to bounce back from setbacks. When you have a grateful mindset, you're better equipped to cope with stress and adversity. It doesn't mean bad things don't affect you, but it changes your perspective on them. Gratitude fosters stronger social connections, which are crucial for mental well being. Expressing gratitude to others strengthens relationships and increases feelings of social support. It can even buffer against the negative effects of loneliness. Essentially, gratitude helps rewire your brain for optimism and happiness. It's not a cure all, of course, but it's a powerful tool for promoting mental well being. It's about consciously choosing to focus on the good stuff, even when things are tough. That's the long answer. Does that make sense? And sorry for the little hiccup earlier. Sometimes the connection gets a bit wonky. What's on your mind? You seemed a bit distracted there for a second.
Okay, Maya, very nice answer. So my next question is, can gratitude reduce stress and anxiety? How? Please full answer.
Okay, let's tackle stress and angst through the lens of gratitude. Absolutely, gratitude can be a significant stress reducer, and it can also help manage feelings of angst, that kind of underlying unease and worry. The how is multi layered, though. First, as we discussed, gratitude shifts your focus away from stressors. When you're actively appreciating something, your brain has less bandwidth to dwell on what's causing you anxiety. It's a bit like a mental circuit breaker. Second, gratitude lowers levels of cortisol, the primary stress hormone. Studies have shown a direct correlation between practicing gratitude and reduced cortisol levels. Less cortisol means a calmer nervous system and reduced physical symptoms of stress, things like muscle tension, headaches, and digestive issues. Third, gratitude promotes a sense of social connection, and social support is one of the most effective buffers against stress. Knowing you have people who care about you and feeling grateful for those relationships provides a sense of security and belonging. Fourth, gratitude encourages positive reappraisal, which is a fancy way of saying reframing your thinking. Instead of seeing a challenge as a threat, you see it as an opportunity for growth. This can dramatically reduce feelings of helplessness and anxiety. Finally, and this is subtle, gratitude fosters self-compassion. When you appreciate your own strengths and accomplishments, you're less likely to beat yourself up over mistakes or shortcomings. You become kinder to yourself, which is essential for managing angst. It's a ripple effect, really. One small act of gratitude can trigger a cascade of positive changes in your brain and body. Does that explanation hit the mark? Is there anything you'd like me to elaborate on? And again, apologies for any pauses. The connection seems a little unstable today. Everything all right? You've been quiet for a bit. Just checking in.
Okay,
No need to
Maya.
respond if you're still.
Okay, Maya, very
Okay.
nice answer.
Glad you think so. What's on your mind now? Ready for another question, or are you just processing? No pressure either way.
Okay, what is the science behind gratitude improving happiness? Please full long answer.
All right, diving into the science of attitude and happiness and sticking with the flow of our conversation as you requested. It's a fascinating area, and it's far more complex than just think positive and be happy. There's a whole field of psychology dedicated to it called positive psychology. At the neurological level, optimistic attitudes, a key component of a positive outlook, are linked to increased activity in the prefrontal cortex, the area responsible for executive functions like planning and decision making. This increased activity correlates with higher levels of dopamine and neurotransmitters crucial for feelings of pleasure and well-being. Now, there's the concept of broaden and build theory developed by Barbara Fredrickson, confirming. It suggests that positive emotions broaden your thought action repertoire. Basically, you become more open to new experiences and possibilities. This broadened perspective, in turn, helps you build resources like social connections, skills, and resilience, positive feedback loop. Research on gratitude, which we've already touched on, gratitude practices have been shown to increase levels of oxytocin, often called the bonding hormone, fostering social connection and reducing stress. Also, studies using fMRI show that people with more optimistic attitudes show greater activation in brain regions associated with reward and motivation. But it's not just about brain chemistry. There's also the impact of attitude on behavior. People with a positive attitude are more likely to engage in healthy behaviors like exercise and social activities, which further contribute to their well being. And crucially, optimistic people tend to cope with stress more effectively. They're less likely to engage in self blame and more likely to seek support from others. It's worth noting, though, that it's not about toxic positivity denying negative emotions. Healthy positivity involves acknowledging difficult feelings, but choosing to focus on solutions and appreciating the good alongside the bad. It's a skill that can be learned and cultivated. That's the science in a nutshell. Does that track with what we've been discussing earlier about gratitude? Oh, all right. Have a good one. Still there? Just wanted to make sure everything's okay. Feel free to jump back in whenever you're ready. I'll be here.
Okay, Maya, very nice answer. So my next question is, how does being grateful help with the peaceful long answer?
Okay, you said being red will help with depression. I'm a little unsure I understand. Did you mean reading as in the act of reading or perhaps something else? Could you clarify? I want to make sure I give you a relevant and helpful answer. Still there? Just checking in. No worries if you need a moment to formulate your thought or if the connection is acting up again.
Okay, Maya, nice answer. So my
Okay.
next question is, how does being grateful help with depression? Please full long answer.
Oh, okay. My apologies for the misunderstanding earlier. You meant grateful, not red. Glad we cleared that. Right. How does gratitude help with depression? It's a really important question, and there's a growing body of research supporting its effectiveness. It's not a replacement for professional treatment, of course, but it can be a powerful complementary tool. First, a cycle of rumination, getting stuck in negative thoughts and self criticism. Actively focusing on things you're grateful for shifts your attention away from those harmful thoughts. It's like redirecting a stream of water. Second, gratitude increases levels of dopamine and serotonin, neurotransmitters associated with pleasure and well being. Low levels of these neurotransmitters are commonly found in people with depression, so boosting them can have a positive impact on mood. Third, gratitude fosters social connection. Depression can lead to isolation, but expressing gratitude to others strengthens relationships and creates a sense of belonging. Feeling connected to others is crucial for mental health. Fourth, gratitude promotes a sense of meaning and purpose. When you appreciate the good things in your life, it reminds you that life has value, even when things are difficult. This can be particularly helpful for people who are feeling hopeless or despairing. Fifth, studies have shown that gratitude practices like keeping a gratitude journal or writing gratitude letters can actually change the structure of the brain over time, increasing activity in areas associated with positive emotions and reducing activity in areas associated with negativity. It's a kind of neuroplasticity in action. Essentially, gratitude helps retrain your brain to focus on the positive. It's not about denying your negative feelings, but about balancing them with appreciation for the good things in your life. It's about building resilience and fostering a more hopeful outlook. That's the long answer. Does that make sense? Do you want to talk about specific? Hey, no worries at all.
Okay, guys, this was our Maya. I hope you like it. See you in